Nobody's fighting for our children. My children have been taken from me, and I don't even know where they at.
Right, we're going to show you. That's in the Bible. Listen.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32.
And we think that we just all one people. There's no way. Then that means you don't read the Bible if you think that we're just one people or we're just one race or just different colors, right? We're more. It's not about color. It's not about that. Is color in the Bible? Yes, of course it is. But it's not about color.
Y'all promoting great things about our people, about black people. Why would he not want you out here?
Right. Because he wants your money.
Yeah, but look at me. I'm light-skinned. Are you going to tell me I'm not a part of my black race because I'm mixed with something?
No, right. Christ tells us who we are in the Bible. Okay. What we're doing is showing our people who they are. For someone to say that we are here teaching hate, they don't know us. They don't know us. Right. Just because you like, we're all different shades of brown. You just a shade lighter than me.
Because why, when I go and put my name down somewhere, are you black, Hispanic, or what I gotta put down? That I'm black.
Right, you have to put down that you're black. But look at my pants. Are you that color?
They're definitely black.
Right, are you that color?
I'm not that black, but I'm black.
But you know what it means is that you're different shades of brown. The deeper you dig into the ground, the darker the dirt gets. Yeah, it's melanin. It's melanin, like she said. It's melanin. Right now.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
Now, I'm going to show you why they say that. You know, we skin, we light, dark, and all different colors. It's in the Bible. Listen.
Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9. My inheritance is unto me as a speckled bird.
Have you ever seen a speckled bird? He got one color on this side, he got dots over here, and specks over there, so on and so forth, right?
I got something to say.
Go ahead.
I get what you're saying, but I have something going on that's been going on in South Carolina with DSS, taking people kids, taking black people kids, just taking people kids, period. And I want somebody to vouch for me, and I want to be able to stand on the podium like you standing and speak my voice up and speak about it, because nobody's fighting for our children. My children have been taken from me, and I don't even know where they at.
Right, we're going to show you. That's in the Bible. Listen.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It says, our sons and our daughters, when we came over here on the slave ships, and now today, you said DSS took your children, right? Right? And you're fighting to get them back. The most I said, we wouldn't be able to fight and get our children back, right? Right? You see what I'm saying? And then it's in the Bible, it said we will cry for our kids, right? Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Longing is you crying, just like our foremothers did in slavery. We're still in slavery today. The Bible tells us that yet this day we're still in slavery. Right. That's why we go through what we go through, sis.
I need men like y'all to back me up and be a standing ground for our children that's going through this.
You know what you got to do? You got to.
Well, I need an empowerment like you.
Right, that's right. On that flyer, you can come or call, and we'll get you to the school.
I called the NAACP. I
ain't worried about the NAACP. We giving you what thus says the Lord. And that's what's going to help you. They supposed to, but they don't, sis. They don't.
I'm trying to figure out what your organization stands for, and if I need to be up here preaching with you.
You know what our organization stands for? The laws of God.
That's right.
And teaching our people who they are, so they can come out of the dead state that they're in. So, finish reading that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Sis, that happened to us when we came over here on the slave ships, and she just gave us a living example of that happening to her today. You understand that, sis? So it's still happening. Nothing's going to change until we come back and keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. If we don't do that, it's never going to change. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So, because we didn't listen to God, that's why we're in the state that we're in today, right? But you know what? When we repent and come back to God's law, statutes, commandments, he'll bring us out of that state, sis.
That's right.
That's what we have to do. And we have to understand that God is our God and none else.
That's
He ain't nobody else's God, right? Look, let me ask you a question.
I appreciate you speaking out and telling everybody what needs to be heard.
So that's what we're doing. We're coming out here so you can hear it and everybody else can hear it. Is this God?
I don't know what my father looks like.
You don't know what he looks
That's
like?
an image of what the world says he is.
Right.
In my heart.
No, did you know it's in the Bible what he looks like?
I mean, yeah.
You didn't know? You said, just talk.
I mean, yeah.
Read this.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
We're telling you what Christ looked like. Verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
He had his head and his hairs were white like wool. Read.
As white as snow.
That's white as snow.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass.
Sis, fine brass is brown. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
Christ is a black man. That's what it's telling you. That's what the Bible's telling you. Christ is a black man.
That's right.
Not a so-called Caucasian. So what are we doing? Showing our people exactly who they are to the Bible, because our people are in a dead state.
I got a question for you. You look like you're intelligent. What does it mean to be woke? To be woke. You ever heard of woke culture? Yeah, woke culture. You know what woke culture is? No? All right, so I'll paint a picture for you. Woke culture is understanding and knowing the oppressed state of the so-called blacks, right? It's liberal ideologies where you think that, okay, this person's oppressed. I'm on his side. I know slavery must have hurt. Black people are downtrodden. So I'm going to support, I'm going to donate. That's what it is to be woke in a nutshell. Right? But what does it actually mean to be woke? Because the Bible tells us to awake out of our sleep. What is the sleep? What does it mean? Why would God tell us to awake out of our sleep? You believe in God? He said he wake you up, you still on earth? What does it mean to be you got that for me? What does it mean to be yes? What's your name? William? William Shell. The reason I'm asking you what does it mean to be woke is because we have a habit as black people to say that we care about our people. You got it? To say that we care about our people, to say that we love our people, but we don't do anything to contribute to changing our community. Right? But that's what woke culture is supposed to be about. Sometimes people think it's about donating. Right? So they think it's going out to the community doing what you call them, community service, giving clothes and hot dog plates and things like that. But what does it actually mean? Because to awake, you got to be asleep. To wake up, you got to be asleep. Right. What does it mean to be asleep? Watch this.
Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted.
It says, thy sons have fainted. This is talking about the sons of God, the children of Israel. It says, thy sons have fainted. Read.
They lie at the head of all the streets.
They lie at the head of all the streets. When you look at that corner right there, or that corner over there, right, or any corner in the neighborhood, what do you see out there? In a black ghetto neighborhood, I'm going to use simple terms. In the hood, Who do you
This ain't
see
the
out
same.
there?
I grew up in this area, but this thing the whole
I'm not
area.
talking about this
Yeah.
area specifically, but I'm saying
They ripping them up. They ripping all the hoods up now.
But what do you see in the
Newer houses?
I'm saying
Yeah.
when you grew up in the low income areas, what do you see at the corners of the streets? Who do you see out there? Yeah, who live in the ghetto?
Us, I guess.
It's us.
Yeah.
You see little young dudes out there posted up, chilling. They're not working. They're just there.
Right.
Right? They might be selling drugs to their community. They might be doing violence in the community. But they just sit at the corners. Right. They sit on the corners. Right? Read. It says thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of every corner. Read.
As a wild bull in a net.
As a wild bull in a net, because they're uncontrollable. They're uncontrollable. When you see a group of young black men on the corner, you go to the other side of the street.
Right.
A lot of times we don't even want to pass through that area because we might end up in some danger. Read.
They are full of the fury of the Lord.
They are full of the fury of the Lord. We are in a position as black men, black women, Hispanic women, to be at a low estate. That's where we at. God put us there for breaking his commandments.
Right.
So now we don't have any understanding and we out here thugging, partying, clubbing. We don't take thought of God. God said that means we have fainted. Read.
The rebuke of thy God.
Right, the rebuke of thy God. We're in this low estate because we broke God's commandments. So that's how we're asleep. So what does it mean? Go back to wake out of your sleep. So now, what does it mean to be woke? If being sleep means that we are have strayed from the knowledge of God, what does it mean to be woke?
That's like what I was listening to what you were saying a while ago about being woke, like he's stressed. Or somehow you were trying to tell me he was like stressed how you were trying to tell me stressed how you, but you want to talk to him or something, be on his side or something. How you trying to tell him?
I like where you going. Be on his side, right? If being sleep means that we have, or fainting means that we have strayed away from God, to be woke means we come back to God.
That's right.
We have to come back to God's commandments because as a whole, our people don't keep God's commandments.
Right.
How many of our men do you see wearing fringes? Right? How many of our men do you see keeping the Sabbath day holy? How many of our men and women, how many of our people, how much do you see these people on this sign actually doing what God requires of them? You don't see it. We just go with the flow. We do whatever because we've been destroyed. Read on.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that it is high time to awake out of sleep.
High time means it's right now is when we need to do it.
That's right.
This is the most crucial time for us to awake out of our sleep, meaning awake out of the state that we in of sin, where we don't keep God's commandments. We don't do what he asks, right? We continue to break the Sabbath, murder each other, sleep with each other's wives and husbands, do drugs, get drunk, right? Beyond, what is it? Beyond marry, right? Beyond a buzz, but you can't. Right? You can drink, but you can't get drunk.
My daddy was a pastor.
Right. So you can drink, but you can't get drunk. But that's what our people do.
Right.
Right. So we gotta step away from that. We gotta come back to doing what God requires of us. Read.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
That's the reason, because now our salvation is nearer than we believe. We don't think about being saved.
Right.
We don't think that we in a state where we need to be saved.
Right.
But when you break it down and when you really look at our position and our situation in the world, we at the bottom.
That's right.
We are at the bottom. We make the least amount of money.
Right.
We have the least amount of respect amongst everybody, the nations.
Right.
You a nigga everywhere you go.
You know.
Whether you here, China, Japan, Russia, it don't matter. You as a nigga.
Right.
We're not respected. We're hated, right? Read.
The night is far spent. The day is at hand.
day is at hand. Christ, believe it or not, is going to come back to raise up the children of Israel who are downtrodden. However, there is a stipulation. In order to be saved by the Lord, you have to be keeping his commandments.
That's right.
You got to be keeping God's commandments. Most of us don't know God's commandments. Give me one commandment right now. What's your name? Donald?
Yeah.
Give me a commandment right now.
Commandment that shall not kill.
That shall not kill. Okay. You got one?
I think it should not steal, something like that.
That shall not steal. What else?
That's not fornicate.
No fornicate. Okay, that falls under thou shalt not commit adultery. Right? But if we ask our people this question, then we'll get the same results. You got to think about it. You're like,
Right.
you know, that's how because it's not in the forefront of our mind to keep God's commandments. Right? But in order for us to be saved, we have to do that. Give me Revelation chapter 22. And then go back to what you got, if you have something. Revelation chapter 22. Watch this in verse 14. This is the last book of the Bible. Read.
Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
You want to be blessed?
I'm blessed right now. I got to take care of my little brother and sister. My parents are dead now. So I'm here to be here for my brother and sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want your brother and sister to be blessed too, right?
We're all from the church. God keeping us together right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. You want to be blessed?
Yeah.
Read that part again.
Blessed are they which do his commandments.
That's how you get blessed. That's how you become blessed. That's how you stay blessed.
Right.
Is by doing God's commandments.
That's right.
But if we don't know God's commandments, how we gonna do them?
Right.
You understand? Watch this. But that's not it. It says, blessed are they that do the commandments. Read.
That they might have right to the tree of life.
They may earn right to the tree of life. Read. Immortality. Read.
And may enter in through the gates of the city.
What's the gates of the city? The kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
That's the gates into the city.
right.
But God said in order to get there, you got to earn it by doing what? Keeping his commandments.
Right.
So if it's coming out, this is in the Bible, why don't we know it? We all say we want to be saved. We all say we want to go to heaven, but we don't know God's commandments. It's crafty counsel that was taken against our people
Right.
so that we would not know what God's commandments are. Because if you don't know you're an Israelite, you're not going to do none of the things that the Israelites say. I want y'all to look at this sign and just tell me where you from. I'm from the tribe of Judah, so-called black, so-called African American. What tribe you from?
I'm black.
Okay, so you're from the tribe of
You're
Judah.
gonna be
What
Judah.
about
You're gonna be
you?
Judah. I go to church. I mean, a lot of this church. I mean, got
Christ is
Yeah.
from the tribe of Judah. That's why you hear that a lot in church.
Right.
Jesus Christ is from the tribe of Judah, right? But if we don't know that I got you.
Yeah.
Come back out and see us. If we don't know that we are Israelites, why would we do anything that Israel's supposed to do? We wouldn't, because we wouldn't know. Watch this. Read.
Psalm chapter 83 and verse 1.
You know?
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God. Read.
Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
It says, who serves? Asaph?
Yes, sir.
He says, Asaph is telling God, he said, God, please, don't be still. Don't do nothing. Do something, Lord. He says, your enemies, thine enemies means your enemies.
Right.
He's telling God, your enemies make a tumult. A tumult is a gathering with a conspiracy to harm.
Right.
It's a hurtful gathering.
Right.
Right? Read.
And they that hate thee
It says, and they that hate you, God, what do?
have lifted up the head.
They've lifted up their head. They've gotten prideful. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel.
It said they took crafty counsel.
Right.
To have crafty counsel means it has to be well thought out.
You know?
When you think of something's crafty, you like, that took some deep thought.
Right.
When you look at the Rube Goldberg machines where they do a whole lot of extra things just to complete one task, or you see some piece of engine like a vehicle. A vehicle engine takes a lot of ingenuity and a lot of thought. You know what I mean? To create that. So it says, Thine enemies make a tumult. They have taken crafty counsel, well thought out counsel. Read.
Against thy people.
It says it's against you. Is it for your benefit or your detriment? It says against thy people. They have made crafty counsel against thy people. If you got the Chicago Bulls going against the Milwaukee Bucks, are they playing together or are they trying to beat Milwaukee? They're trying to beat them. So it says they have taken crafty counsel against our people, meaning they are trying to destroy us. That's what the council was about. Yeah. Against God's people. Who are God's people? Read on.
And have consulted against thy hidden one.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you know you was an Israelite?
No.
That was hidden from you.
Yeah.
It says they have taken crafty counsel against God's hidden ones.
Right.
Read.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
It says, let us cut them off from being a nation. If you don't recognize somebody as a people as a nation, who's going to respect you?
Right.
We're not even recognized as a nation.
Right.
So nobody respects us. Read.
That the name of Israel,
This was the point. This was the whole reason why they did this.
may be no more in remembrance.
We wouldn't remember we was from the children of Israel.
Right.
Because knowing that you're an Israelite comes with a specific set of laws.
Right.
It comes with judgments.
That's right.
It comes with knowledge of self,
You know.
Right.
worth,
Right.
right? We don't think that we worth anything as a collective
Right.
because we're not uplifted like we should be.
That's right.
We're not held to the standard that we're supposed to be.
Right.
The children of Israel, and when you read Deuteronomy 7:6, go ahead, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
You know.
For thou art an holy people.
God said we are holy people. The children of Israel are a holy people. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, the Native Americans, you. God said you are holy people.
That's right.
Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto God himself. Holy means separate.
Right.
He separated us from everybody else. Read.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
He did what?
Chosen thee.
It's chosen us. You understand the gravity of that? God, the Almighty God, chose us.
That's right.
You understand? Read.
To be a special people.
To be a special people. If our people knew and understood that we are special people, we would not kill each other.
Right.
We wouldn't hurt each other. We wouldn't steal from each other.
Right.
We wouldn't, you know what I mean? Our people would be united if we understood that we were special.
Right.
But we don't see that. Why? Because that crafty counsel they took against us.
That's right.
Read.
Unto himself above all people.
Above all people. God said we're supposed to be above all people,
That's
not
right.
equal. What are we fighting for equality for?
Right.
Right.
At one point, we fighting to be equal, but at one point, we was fighting just for the white man to be civil with us.
Right.
Right.
Just to be civil. The civil rights movement was about us just being able to do simple things like use the same bathroom.
Right.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Read.
That are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that's on the face of the earth. That means you supposed to be above, what's your name again? Don. That means you supposed to be above the so-called white man.
Right.
You supposed to be above the so-called Asian.
Right.
The so-called Chinese,
You know.
Japanese. You supposed to be above the Africans.
That's
You
right.
supposed to be above the East Indian man. You
Right.
supposed to be above the Arab. You supposed to be above all people that are on the face of the earth.
That's
You
right.
are.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord